Hello everyone, it's History Boy, and today I'm going to be talking about flag bearers in the American Civil War.
Now, flags were more important to the soldiers during the conflict than their own lives, and to understand why, we have to know a few fundamental things. The first being that the flags were sewn and made by the soldiers' wives and admirers, and were then presented to them in intricate ceremonies before battle. These ceremonies usually included the whole town, and were the last time that the townspeople would see their loved ones before they went off to the front. Another reason that the colors were very cared for by the soldiers was that they were enormously personalized based on state, north or south. Thus, they cost much money, and this obviously would be a good incentive to take care of them. But the most important reason flags were so important during the conflict was because it was simply a huge symbol of pride for a regiment. If your regiment broke and ran, everyone would know it was you because of your flag. But on the contrary, if your regiment captured a high strategic point or held their ground particularly well, everyone would know that you were an amazing regiment. This was especially important for the 54th Massachusetts, the first African-American regiment, obviously looking to prove themselves. During the Battle of Fort Wagner, they got their chance, and while the ferocious fighting continued, the 54th's flag bearer managed to gain entrance to the fort and planted his flag.
The color bearer raised his flag and waved it proudly for over 30 minutes until him and his men eventually were forced to retreat. During the battle, on the Union side, 1,515 men fell, as well as the commander of the 54th Regiment, Robert Gould Shaw. Hobbling back to his own lines with his flag, amongst the cheers of his men and superiors, Sergeant William Carney said, "I but did my duty, boys. The flag never touched the ground." In the May of 1900, Sergeant William Carney finally was presented with the Congressional Medal of Honor. He was the first African-American soldier to ever be presented with the nation's highest award for bravery. There are countless other stories of flag bearer valor that we don't have time to go into today, like the story of Sergeant Plunkett, who even after having his arms blown off at the Battle of Fredericksburg, continued to valiantly move the colors. Or the story of Sergeant Touzier, who at the Battle of Gettysburg proceeded far out of the line and protected the colors with a fallen soldier's rifle. Something that I briefly wanted to touch on was that experiences of soldiers like Touzier were very rare, because the flag bearer's only duty was to carry the flag and wave it high. They did not have any weapons, so instead they had the color guard, which were a select group of 4 or more men that had to protect the flag. Being in the color guard was a great symbol of pride, just like being a flag bearer, but they were also in grave danger, for the color guard had to carry their weapons at shoulder arms and not fire them unless the flag was specifically being threatened. During some battles, the color guard and the flag bearers were targeted and wiped out.